Hi there. Today we're catching up with Inverse Imaging and Adam from Inverse Imaging. They are our broadcast and video production partners, have been for a number of years now, and we've been lucky enough to have them invite us into their studio here. Adam, thanks for your time today. Now, I know you're busy, so can you tell us what you're busy doing and who you're doing that for at the moment?
Yeah, we have had a few shoots here, a number of different clients with a number of different requirements. Done a few sort of green screen shoots with a virtual sets been put in afterwards. A couple of bands, multi-camera sort of bands that have been putting stuff online since they obviously can't access venues at the moment. And then outside the studio, we've done a couple of outside broadcast, charity kind of telethon, a range of different events.
Now, obviously, there's a lot of Zoom webinars, things going on at the moment. That's all free and easy to access. So why would someone invest in something like this as opposed to what they can just grab online?
Well, production quality, number one. It's very difficult to watch an hour broadcast of somebody looking at a webcam. You know, the moment you add 2-3 cameras like here today, and add in those production values, it's a lot more engaging, we find, and people watch for a lot longer periods of time.
Yeah, and you've got so many other screens to compete with. You've got your phone, you've got your computer, you've got your TV. If the production's not there, obviously it's just easy to switch off. You've got to get someone's attention, and ideally with this sort of production, you can grab it and hold it as long as you want.
That's exactly right. You can't just you're not stuck in a room like you are in a conference. You can switch it off if it's not engaging, and we find that is what happens.
Now, speaking of being stuck in a room, obviously we're on location here at your studios. I know you have partners around Australia. What happens if someone wants to bring someone in this sort of circumstance from a remote location? Can you do that?
We definitely can, Nick, and that's what we have been doing. We just did a broadcast on the weekend with 16 remote guests all across Europe, United States, and Australia. And in that instance, we used Zoom to bring them in, and then interacted with the presenters as a split screen graphic. Yeah, we find it works great.
And in doing that, is the option, because obviously you can just do a pre-record and deliver that, but then you want to maybe have some Q&A. Do you mix those together? Is that a good way to go, or how do you go about that?
Well, yeah, that's a great question, Nick, and that's exactly what we have been doing. And it touches back on your previous point about making broadcasts more watchable. If you do break it up with those pre-recorded segments, such as you see on television, when you watch the project, it's just not people there for a whole hour. It really does make it a lot more watchable and gives you much more control over your messaging as well, I suppose.
Now, we are in the studio here, and this is set up fantastically and being stylised and by a styling partner. But I'm assuming you can mix it up and sort of design to suit a range of situations.
Yeah, thanks. It does look great here today. We had the style group, our partners and set partners, to come in and put a little set together. But really, whatever the client needs, they can have. If it's a complete custom set integrating digital panels, it's a complete blank canvas. It could be a green screen, white screens, whatever they need. We can supply. Also, the really great thing is we can take all of this and take it to a customer's office or a venue closer to them, whatever they need to make life easy, really.
Fantastic. So one of the big questions at the moment around digital events that a lot of the industry are grappling with is the monetisation of them, because obviously you've got some fantastic equipment here, and we're all here today and what have you, so there's got to be some revenue to offset that to make it worth everyone's while. Can you talk about that in terms of digital space options to monetise an event?
Yeah, definitely. We have been doing that, providing pay-per-view broadcasts for a while now. And as you mentioned, it is becoming more popular, post-COVID, I guess. One of the great things about that as well, with all our broadcasts, as soon as the broadcast is finished, it's immediately able to watch again. So, especially for people in Europe or the United States who often have time zone problems with Australia, they can also join in and watch the broadcast whenever they have time.
Yeah, maybe put together some sort of Netflix for conferences, perhaps.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. I guess, again, seeing online so many different platforms for digital events and so many options, are you locked into one of those and that's what you've got to do, or I guess you're more sort of agnostic and able to work with whatever a client might have a preference for?
No, definitely. We can broadcast to any platform the client requires. As you mentioned, a lot of people are tied into different platforms for a number of different reasons. Google Teams or Zoom webinars or sometimes internal platforms that people use within companies. But no, we can broadcast to anything our clients require. Yeah.
So Adam, I guess one of the things that's fascinating me today is the setup you've got here, what you need to do to create this sort of level of broadcast quality production. Can you run us through what we've got here today in the studio?
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's always a lot more involved than people think when you see the other side of the camera there. So we've got 3 cameras here today, 2 doing the sort of kind of tight shots and a wider one, 6 or 7 lights, I think, and then the live switching equipment, the multi-camera recorders, and all the live broadcast equipment that goes with it. The camera control units, the audio recorders and microphones. And in terms of crew, today we've got 2 camera operators. The third camera is just locked off. We've got an audio operator, somebody switching. And then if we were broadcasting live, we've also got somebody to keep an eye on the webcast.
Fantastic. Well, Adam, that's all my questions. Thanks for your time today, mate. I'll shake your hand, but we're supposed to bump elbows. And thanks to everyone at the studio as well. This is great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.